Hey there, welcome. So today we're going to talk about something that most people have never seen, never heard of, and yet it secretly runs a huge chunk of the modern world. We're talking about mainframe computers. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to look at your next bank transaction, your next flight booking, even your next ATM withdrawal in a completely different way. Let's dive in. So what even is a mainframe? Imagine you're running a massive city. Thousands of people are calling the government office at the same time, all asking for something different, all expecting an instant answer. A regular computer, it would buckle. A mainframe, it just handles it. A mainframe is an ultra-powerful, enterprise-grade computer designed to process enormous volumes of data and handle thousands of users simultaneously, all without breaking a sweat. It's not your laptop, it's not your gaming PC, it's a completely different beast. Let's go back in time, all the way to the 1950s. World War II had just ended. Scientists and engineers were asking a brand new question. Can machines think faster than humans? The first mainframes were literally room-sized. We're talking machines the size of a tennis court, filled with thousands of vacuum tubes. They were expensive, finicky, and needed teams of engineers just to keep running. But here's the thing, they worked, and that was revolutionary. The company that really put mainframes on the map was IBM, International Business Machines. In 1952, IBM released the 701, their first commercial mainframe. Then in 1964, and this was a game changer, they released the System 360. Why was it a game changer? Because for the first time, a business could buy a mainframe and upgrade it later without throwing away all their software. It was the birth of compatible computing, and it changed the industry forever. Now, here's a mind-bending comparison. That room-sized mainframe from the 1950s, in terms of raw computing power, a modern smartphone crushes it. But here's the twist. Modern mainframes are unimaginably more powerful than those 1950s giants. We're talking about machines that can handle 30 billion transactions per day. Per day! That's not a typo. So both technology and the demand for it have grown in parallel, and mainframes have kept pace every single step of the way. One of the defining features of a mainframe is batch processing. Picture this. A bank needs to process every single customer transaction that happened during the day. Deposits, withdrawals, transfers, fee calculations. Doing this one by one in real time would be chaos. Instead, the mainframe collects all of it, bundles it into one giant batch, and processes the whole thing overnight with machine precision. You wake up in the morning, your balance is updated, statements are generated, and the bank is ready for another day. That's batch processing, and mainframes are the kings of it. But batch processing is just one side of the story. Mainframes also do something called online transaction processing, or OLTP. This is when you swipe your credit card at a store, and within milliseconds, your bank is verifying your account, checking your balance, approving the transaction, and sending a confirmation, all before the cashier even finishes bagging your groceries. That insane speed and reliability? Mainframe, every single time. Let's talk about reliability, because this is where mainframes truly shine. Have you ever heard the term 5 nines? It means 99.999% uptime. That translates to less than 5.5 minutes of downtime per year. For comparison, even really good cloud servers aim for 99.9%, which is still about 8 hours of downtime a year. Mainframes are in a completely different league. Banks, airlines, hospitals, they simply cannot afford to go offline. And that's exactly why they run on mainframes. Security. This is a big one. Mainframes are not just fast and reliable, they are incredibly secure. We're talking hardware-level encryption, meaning the chips themselves encrypt your data as it moves through the machine. Tamper detection that physically bricks the machine if someone tries to break in. Logical partitioning that keeps different applications completely isolated from each other.
When hackers target financial systems, the mainframe is usually the last line of defense, and it almost never falls.
Speaking of logical partitioning, let me explain this concept because it's really cool. Imagine you've got one giant mainframe. Inside it, you can carve out completely separate virtual environments called LPARs, or logical partitions. One partition runs the banking app. Another runs the insurance system. Another runs the airline reservation system. They all live inside the same physical machine, but they are completely isolated from each other, as if they were separate computers. It's like having multiple apartments inside one skyscraper. Same building, totally separate lives. Now, how does a mainframe scale? Here's the thing. When you need more power, you don't go buy another mainframe. That would cost millions. Instead, mainframes scale vertically. You add more processors, more memory, more I/O bandwidth to the same machine. The IBM Z16, which is the current flagship mainframe, can have up to 200 processor cores and 40 terabytes of memory in one box. That's almost incomprehensible scale. And it means one mainframe can replace hundreds of regular servers. Let's talk real world. You walk up to an ATM, you insert your card, type your PIN, request $200. In the time it takes you to blink, the mainframe has verified your identity, checked your account balance, processed the debit, updated your account, logged the transaction, and sent a confirmation to your phone. This happens millions of times a day across every ATM, every bank branch, every mobile banking app, all simultaneously, all without errors. Next time you get cash, remember, there's a mainframe behind that transaction. The airline industry is another incredible example. Think about how many flights happen every single day globally. Tens of thousands. And for each flight, there are hundreds of seats, hundreds of booking systems, travel agents, airline apps, airport kiosks, all trying to check and reserve seats simultaneously. If two people book the same seat at the same time, chaos. Mainframes prevent that. They process every single reservation with absolute consistency guaranteed. The Sabre system, one of the first airline reservation mainframe systems, went live in 1960. Many airlines still use its descendants today. Healthcare and government are also deeply dependent on mainframes, but it's much quieter. Your medical records, insurance claims, prescription histories, all stored and processed on mainframe-grade systems. Government tax systems processing millions of returns simultaneously during filing season. Census data. Social security payments going out to tens of millions of people on exact schedule. These are not glamorous headlines, but without mainframes keeping them running, critical public services would simply stop. Now, some of you might be thinking, wait, isn't all of this moving to the cloud? Great question. And the honest answer is, it's complicated. The cloud is incredible for a lot of things. Scalability, accessibility, cost flexibility. But the cloud is a distributed system, which means your data and processing are spread across many machines. Mainframes, on the other hand, process everything in one highly controlled, ultra-secure place. For a bank processing millions of transactions where a single data error could cost billions, mainframe reliability is still unmatched. So do mainframes and cloud computing compete? Actually, the modern answer is they cooperate. Companies like IBM have built their modern mainframes, the Z series, to integrate seamlessly with cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. The mainframe handles the heavy, critical, security-sensitive transaction processing. The cloud handles analytics, customer-facing apps, and elastic workloads. It's not a battle, it's a partnership, and it's how most large enterprises actually operate today. Let's zoom in on the IBM Z16, the cutting-edge mainframe released in 2022. This thing is a technological marvel. It has a dedicated AI accelerator chip called the Telum processor built directly into the mainframe. This means the mainframe can run AI fraud detection on transactions in real time as they happen. It also supports quantum-safe encryption, meaning it's already protected against future quantum computers that could crack today's encryption.
IBM is literally building mainframes for a threat that doesn't fully exist yet. That's forward-thinking engineering.
Here's something that might surprise you. Mainframe skills are in incredibly high demand. As the generation of engineers who built and maintained these systems retire, there's a huge skills gap opening up. Companies like IBM, large banks, insurance companies, and airlines are actively looking for people who know mainframe systems, and they pay very well for it. Learning mainframe technologies like COBOL, JCL, and ZOS is not studying the past. It is investing in a very stable, well-compensated future. Let me give you a sense of just how big the mainframe world still is. According to IBM, mainframes process about 95% of all credit card transactions. About 87% of all credit card swipes in the world touch a mainframe. 29 of the world's 30 largest banks use mainframes. 23 of the world's 25 largest airlines. 9 of the top 10 global insurance companies. This is not legacy technology barely hanging on. This is the backbone of global commerce, quietly working 24/7, 365 days a year. So let's bring it all together. Mainframe computers, born in the 1950s as room-sized machines, have evolved into the most reliable, secure, and powerful transaction processing systems ever built. They handle your bank transactions, your flight bookings, your healthcare records, and your government services every single day, invisibly, reliably, perfectly. They are not dinosaurs. They are the unsung heroes of the digital world. Now that you know what they are, you'll never look at a bank app or an ATM screen the same way again. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.